Hello, my friends. Welcome to another edition of Digital Discipleship, where each day the pastors and staff of Brentwood United Methodist Church are bringing you thoughts, ideas, suggestions, ways to continue our faith walk in this time of pandemic. And today I want to talk to you about creating sacred space. You might have a spot like this in your home already, and if so, that's awesome. But if not, I want to talk a little bit about why it's important. So we remember in the Gospel of Matthew when Jesus tells us to go into our rooms and close the door and pray secretly and connect with God on a deep, intimate level. We don't do that for show. We do that for our relationship with God, and Scripture tells us that God rewards that. And so we remember in this time of pandemic, in the time of physically distancing ourselves from those people who walk with us on our journey, it can be really hard. And we need to remember that God is with us. Now more than ever, we remember that there is no place that we can go that God cannot pursue us. And so we are not alone, even if we feel lonely in the midst of this. And so creating a sacred space in your home might be one option to help you really connect with God on that spiritual level. And so I have a couple of ideas for you, and as you can see, these are just some things that I have pulled together and have used for my own spiritual practices, my own spiritual disciplines. Feel free to make this place your own, and really get creative with it. This is your place to connect with God. So to start with, I chose a spot in my home. This is my bedroom with lots of bright natural light. I pulled in this old bedside table that was just collecting dust and being unused. I threw on a pretty patterned scarf that I thought would bring me joy. I threw on a candle to remind me of the light of Christ. I've gathered my devotional books, my Bible, my journal. I brought in some succulents to remind me of God's ever-presence with us, even in times of drought. And I am lighting my candle to remind me that God is with me. And so I cracked open my Bible. I am in the middle of reading Matthew. And so here you can see what I have done to create my sacred space. Another option, for those of you who may find it difficult to find a dedicated space for an altar or for a sacred space like this, is something I came across a number of years ago, and it's called a Sabbath bag. So I brought mine with me here, and I have it to show you. I simply got a canvas tote. I think this was actually a bridesmaid gift that I got for a wedding a number of years ago. And so I have used this tote bag and filled it with all sorts of things that help me when I'm practicing Sabbath. And so inside I have some colored pencils, some coloring books to help with some mindfulness practices. I've got poetry, Mary Oliver's A Poetry Handbook. I've also got some books of poetry here on my altar in my sacred space. I have lots and lots of blank journals, so I can fill these with thoughts and prayer practices. Writing down my prayers I find to be a really helpful practice. There's some more poetry magazines, more paper. I usually carry my Bible and some devotional books in this as well. You can put prayer beads inside. If you knit, you can put some yarn and some knitting needles. Anything that really helps you to enter into that sacred spiritual centeredness with God. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to get my phone. I have an app called the Centering Prayer app. On my phone, I'm going to turn the app on. I have lit my candle. I have done some of my reading already, and so now I'm going to enter into a time of centering prayer while my kids nap. And so this is really a special time for me. I hope that you can create a space like this where you can create a Sabbath bag and take it wherever is comfortable for you. Take it out onto the back deck, or take it into the front yard and maybe see some neighbors as they walk by. We've all been going on lots of walks lately. Or if you are more stuck inside or stuck at home, maybe you can find a quiet place within your own spirit to be able to reconnect with God. That's all I have for you today. I hope all of you are doing well. Please, please, please reach out with prayer requests, with concerns, with needs. We are still the church. We have just left the building temporarily, and so we now more than ever are better able to be connected with you in new ways. So please reach out. All right. God bless you, everyone. Until next time.